Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to talk about, honestly, this one issue that I've been very concerned and also just very, I guess, irked at altogether. And that issue would just be the fact of the Aunt Jemima pancake mix still being sold to like different variety of retail stores like Walmart or even Five and Below, just different random convenient places. And I'm just sitting here or just standing. In other words, when I'm going to these stores, I'm like, why are there still boxes of pancake mix from the Aunt Jemima brand or Aunt Jemima name still being out there? Because my argument is just the fact of, look, if this company said weeks ago that they were going to disband and honestly take a knee and say that we're not going to sell no more pancake boxes or pancake mixes with the name Aunt Jemima and rebrand the name or change the name altogether and change the symbol of the name, then why is there still boxes and just merch out there with the same name and the same symbol altogether? I'm like, come on now, no, just no. And honestly, my theory and my whole idea for the pancake boxes or old pancake boxes that has a symbol and the name Aunt Jemima, my argument is why not use those old boxes that were manufactured, honestly go to better, bigger and better things, like go to the unfortunate or go to honestly charities or even just college students, heck, especially HBCUs, or just other like unfortunate black causes and etc., or even just the unfortunate in general, because there are people out there in the world where it's like they're less fortunate, or either they're like college students and they need food, or they, honestly going through money problems alone because of, well, just having loans to honestly just other debts that they're in when it comes to college and seeking education altogether. So that's why I'm arguing, why not put this resource as a plain resource instead of just always using it for just plain profit. I don't care how much they honestly cut down prices, whether it be $1 or either 75 cents or 50 cents. I mean, I can argue a little bit. Yeah, maybe cut down on price, but aside from that, I would say go even way further than that, or go two steps further by putting it again towards charities or havens where it's like they can distribute the pancake mix, and if not distribute the pancake mix, at least have charities or again different havens or colleges to have people make, I don't know, a mess hall or an area where it's like they make pancakes from this said mix, make flapjacks, and then give it to people who really need the flapjacks or really need the food, who are the needy and really like are unfortunate and need just that resource to live and can use it for their own benefit. Because again, there are way more unfortunate people here and there that need it versus people who are willing to pay like, I guess, a more lower price for this just objectified and racist merch item altogether, or food item altogether. Like, come on now. I mean, a better example of what I have in mind and my idea in general towards the Aunt Jemima thing would be just the fact of, a while back I saw Like, I honestly just TikTok. It was a TikTok person or someone who was doing TikTok all together, and it was this light skinned sister. She was like, she just basically performed the show on her TikTok saying a statement like, do you want some like breakfast? And she got Aunt Jemima mix in the fridge, and she poured it out in the sink altogether. Why I bring up like this TikTok video and what happened in the TikTok video is because of the fact of, well, it kind of made me salty because of the fact of she did throw away good mix, which is a good food or resource for food. That's why I'm arguing over the fact of, look, instead of like altogether throwing away this stuff or either like cremating it and etc., what I'm saying is, look, if we have to take from the bad to worse scenarios, I would say at least go further in the gray area and give it to the needy. That's it. Like don't be extreme to where you throw it away. Don't be extreme to where it's like, well, if you already pre-made certain items, you might as well go ahead and sell them for a lower price and stuff for a profit. No, I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is just go, like, honestly, just gray area and just give it away to people who really need it versus just honestly just doing stuff that's way extreme or doing it like selfishly. And to bring home honestly more into like my idea, it'd be just the fact of, if this company going to argue we need to sell this stuff just so we can make profit. My argument, well, I guess make profit for just the employees who help like just dispatch this item. My argument is, look, y'all been existed for decades. For decades, y'all have existed as a company. My argument would be towards that statement would be just the fact of, y'all probably have stockhold money behind y'all name, whether it be via changing the name right here and now instead of being slowful with it, or either y'all have like stockhold money to where you can pay for your employees for X, Y, and Z. And if you need to pay your employees, like, honestly, again, try to find other ways or methods to honestly make it effective. For God's sake, look, honestly, before I like make any pop culture references to home like my argument in this video, which is going to be like a little bit later in this video, it would be just the fact of, for one thing, honestly, we as people, we have like eco people out here, or tree huggers in like slang. We have tree huggers out here and like eco people who are passionate for the ecosystem and also the ozone layer and everything. And we talking about like greenhouse warming and everything. Now, why I bring up this stuff is because of the fact of, honestly, eco people or tree huggers, they are always going to like always have this strong urgency and understanding that you use recyclables like plastics and cardboard as resources to like put away in the recycling so it can be possibly reused again recyclable, a reciprocal resourceful thing that can be honestly recyclable or either be reused in different ways in various of uses, whether it be like a positive use or different other uses and stuff. And on top of that, if not anything else, try to protect the ozone layer. And that's my thing with these pancake boxes, honestly, is the fact of, it's a circle. Just like people talking about recycling recyclables, it's the same thing with the pancake. boxes with Aunt Jemima's name on it. You give it to charity or charities. You give it to havens like possibly churches or either HBCUs who have college students are needy who are needy for this stuff. If not all of it, at least a good portion or half of it or a fraction of the boxes that are already pre-made for sales. Like, just give it away to those people because again, the Aunt Jemima box, I would argue, yes, it can be like how should I say? It could be like a way to try and reappropriate us and try to strengthen our culture as Black people. But yeah, at the same time, I would still argue individuals like me and other people like we still see the Aunt Jemima boxes with her label on it as still a symbol just as like grotesque as just a Confederate flag. So that's why I'm arguing like, look, this is a gray area topic. So again, just give it to charities and stuff and etc. versus just selling it for profit in a black and white setting altogether. I mean, shoot, Jemima altogether, didn't she do it when there were still like bad? Assumingly, there were still like bad times back then when racism was still like very much more at large than it is today. I mean, today it's still gray areas there, or it's still like around the atmosphere or around in general, like a lingering like virus to some degree. But yeah, at the same time, it's not as bad as when segregation was around. And again, I would argue probably around those times, Aunt Jemima was just one of those people where she made pancakes for like people who were the needy. Again, use it for the needy versus using it for just plain profit altogether. Another good example I have to bring up, and I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. It'll be the fact of look at freaking sports federations like football altogether. For God's sake, they're talking about they've been talked about renaming the whole like home team for Washington D.C. the Redskins. They talking about renaming them, and guess what, people? Just like how like you have like a whole pancake factory or a whole pancake business for like this name Aunt Jemima, which is immensely arguably like racist, 100% racist, but it's still a food resource and whatever. It's the same thing with the sports thing, and what I mean by that is the sports federation or the sports organization, they most likely want to make bank. They're going to make bank just as much as the Aunt Jemima people because by the end of the day, both businesses are a high resource. The only difference is one resource is a need versus the other one is more for entertainment and people who are inclined and like brainwashed to honestly enjoy stuff like that, like football or basketball, etc. So my argument is if one sports federation slash team is going to be big enough, especially for like decades and millennia, going to be barely big enough to like stand up and say that they're going to rename a whole sports team pretty soon. Why can't honestly like the Aunt Jemima like business do the same thing where it's like they rename the brand quicker than what they're doing right now instead of being soulful. And on top of that, when it comes to pre-made like boxes full of pancake mix, again, if they don't want to lose like too much money, at least give a pretty good portion out there to just charities and whatever. Now, this is the part of the video where I would just like to be random and give honorable mentions real quick towards just the Aunt Jemima thing. And maybe some of these mentions, it can also home in, like, I guess, my reason and intentions why I made this video. A good example, I guess, my honorable mentions, if I had to start, would be Everybody Hates Chris. There was one episode, Everybody Hates Chris, where Chris was running for like a election in a predominant white school, and everybody who was black, who like of course watches the show, they going to honestly most likely see like this one moment in the show where in the episode where he was running for like president in a predominant white school. There's this one part where this sister or a black woman, she made she played a representation for Aunt Jemima, and she said if I quit it, then pancakes wouldn't taste as good. And again, that homes in my argument of like back then, most likely Aunt Jemima's intention was to like feed the needy and etc. and stuff. So it's like if she did that back then as an individual, and whoever is, whoever people who like tries to fight for an Aunt Jemima name that says that as a weak excuse, I say do the same thing. If today, when you made a promise, you're going to rename a brand because you know it's racist, and just give it to charities and the needy, whether it be a good half, a fraction, or a poor. I do not care. But until you like rename it, just do that. Like give it to the needy versus like just keep selling it for profit, like in a black and white setting. Another honorable mention that I would like to bring up would be Family Guy. Now I know that that's a crappy mention, but honestly, Family Guy, there was like one moment in one episode where you had like one black character that came out of nowhere that looked like Aunt Jemima and just said, "You want the pancakes or something like that?" And I'm like, it. I kind of see where they were coming from. It was random, but I was like, God dang it. Um, one other mention, one other mention would be honestly this old pro black, like this one old pro black show called Different World. Now, why I'm referencing that is because honestly, this episode they get real deep into like the Aunt Jemima like I guess topic and trying to point out that you can try and reappropriate like a messed up name, but at the same time you still had some main characters in the show where they was like, no, I really disagree with what the Aunt Jemima like label and name stand for. Like, yes, there are some people where it's like you can try and take a derogatory thing and then reuse it or fix it to like honestly your own need or trying to like please people. But yet the Aunt Jemima thing, it's been a reoccurring thing for decades and millennia. Just the same as like the Redskin, just like the Redskin reference I was talking about when I was talking about the fact of you know the football team in general is going to rename the Redskins pretty soon. I mean, in that episode of Different World, they did like honestly make a pretty good episode about it because by the end of the day, that or the end of the episode, it's like it was another example of black people trying to take the like messed up just representation of the label and the symbol of Aunt Jemima altogether and try to make it more, I guess, positive, but at the same time, emphasis on some other characters in the show where they was like, no, I truly disagree with this whole name altogether, and I very much agree. I very much agree with that said character who said it, and on top of that, I would say other people would agree with them today as well too, arguably because of just how bad it is. But if y'all enjoy this video, please leave a like. If y'all like this video and my other videos, please subscribe. Thank you and bye.